In the United States, there are two names people don't joke about: Wendigo, Skinwalker, because the more footage that comes out, the harder it is to call them just legends. Tonight's clips include something watching from the trees, a figure with no head, and a man who called for help because something was standing by his car.
That's not human! That's not human!
And he was sure of one thing: it wasn't human. On 2014 July 28, in the United States, there are stories people don't laugh about anymore. Names like Wendigo, Skinwalker. You'll hear them in late night conversations, in ranger warnings, in places where the forest stretches for miles and nobody really knows what's out there. Because some of those sightings, they weren't just stories, they were caught on camera. On 2019 7th of May, two men went into the woods deep inside Forest, USA. It was daytime. No fear. No hesitation. They were out there looking for something, digging into the ground like they knew exactly where to search. But what they didn't know was that something else, they already knew they were there. As they kept digging, the forest started to change. Then came the sound, a scream, loud, echoing. Not far away, they paused, listened, and brushed it off. Probably an animal. That's what people always say first. Until one of them looked up and froze. Standing at a distance was a figure, black, human-shaped, but wrong. No visible head, no clear features, just standing there, watching them. For a second, nobody moved. Then one of them tried to scare it off, yelling. Stepping forward, nothing. It didn't react, didn't flinch, didn't move at all. And that's when the fear hit. Because whatever that thing was, it wasn't acting like something alive. They turned and ran. Didn't look back, didn't stop recording, and after that day, they never reported going back there again. No follow-ups, no explanations, just that footage and whatever was standing in those trees still out there. Some people live close to the forest, others live too close.
Buradan çıktık. Yok abi bir şey yok. Görüyorsun? Hiçbir şey yok.
Hocam koruma kalkanı.
Geç koruma kalkanına geç.
Hocam gel.
İlk tepkilerini verdiler Murat.
Hocam sen kötü oldun ama.
Çok kötü oldum. Elin de gitti, ayağın da gitti. Of.
Hocam.
Evet oldu.
Hocam.
Ne oldu? Ne oldu?
Hocam.
Ne oldu?
Hocam.
Euzubillah.
Hocam.
Abi ifrit bu.
Hocam.
Bu ifrit bu.
Hocam.
İfrit. Euzubillah.
Hocam. Hocam gel gidelim hocam. Hocam gel gidelim. Hocam bak. Hocam. Hocam. Hocam. Hocam.
Kaç. Kaç abi. Bu adam çıktı mı tamam. Bu adam tamam. Murat orada duruyor.
Hocam
orada
geliyor.
duruyor.
Ağaca doğru gidiyor hocam o.
Ağaca doğru gidiyor. Murat.
Hocam.
Al görüntüyü. Bak bize mi geliyor, ağaca mı gidiyor?
Hocam.
Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah subhaneke külü ve zalim. Ağaca gidiyor Murat. Görüntüyü tamam. Sakinleş. Abi gelişe bak, gelişe. Allah aşkına bir gelişe bak. Gelişe bak.
Hocam.
Yakınlaştır biraz. Yakınlaştır biraz.
Hocam.
Yakınlaştır biraz.
Hocam bu kadar.
Ağaca mı gidiyor bu? Yakınlaştır şunu.
Yürü. Kaç hocam. Yürü. Hocam kaç.
Yürü.
This man had been living near the woods for years. Nothing unusual. No stories. No problems. Until one night, he heard a scream. Not an animal. Not something distant. It sounded close. Right outside. Before he could react, his dog ran toward the sound straight into the dark. That's when he grabbed his camera and started recording. At first, you don't see anything. Just trees. Shadows. Movement from the wind. Then something shifts. A black figure moving between the trees. Not running, not walking like an animal, just gliding through the woods. And his dog is following it, not barking, not stopping, just going deeper. I'm not gonna lie, this is where it gets unsettling. Because whatever that thing is, it doesn't even look back. Like it already knows it's being followed and it doesn't care.
A ver si logran escuchar ustedes a la mía para que se den cuenta cómo viene con una carrera. Que no sé si será zorra O si será coyote, porque ahorita escuché que como que aulló un coyote. Más que nada por la zona donde viene corriendo, porque viene por el plan. Quizás haya quien no entienda esto, gente, pero aquí es el campo. ¿Cómo le digo a mi perra que no haga lo que está en su instinto? Oye, ¿quién sabe qué será lo que sigue la perra? Y ahí anda también la muñeca, pero como la mía corre durísimo, a la muñeca la dejó. Oigan.
July 31, 2021. Some calls you can't explain. Late at night, a man dialed emergency services. At first, his voice was low, controlled, like he was trying not to panic, but you could hear it creeping in.
Crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
He kept looking at something outside, right near his car. And then he said it. There's something standing here. A pause, long enough to feel wrong. It's by my car. You can hear his breathing change, faster now. Shallow, like he's trying not to be heard. Then his voice drops almost a whisper. That's not a person. Another pause. And then, clearer this time, that's not human. You can hear him shift, like he's moving slowly, trying not to make a sound. Whatever was out there wasn't just passing by. It was staying right next to his car, close enough that he didn't want to step outside, close enough that he didn't feel safe inside. And the way he says it, it doesn't sound like confusion. It sounds like realization. Like he's already made up his mind about what he's looking at and he wishes he hadn't.
That's not human! That's not human!
It is very hard to listen to that call, to that 911 tape, without becoming somewhat unnerved. It actually bothered me the first time that I heard it.
Henry County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the bed of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck. In the bed.
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Not every camping trip ends the way you expect. A group of friends traveled deep into a forest in Mexico, one of those places locals don't really talk about after dark. They went out hiking just for the experience. Nothing unusual. But they stayed longer than planned. By the time they realized how far they'd gone, it was already night. So they did what most people would do. They set up camp. At first, everything felt normal. Just the sound of wind, insects, leaves shifting in the dark. Then something changed. They started hearing noises. Not loud, not aggressive, just wrong. Like something moving, but stopping every time they tried to listen closely. One of them grabbed a camera. They thought it might be an animal, so they stepped away from the campfire and started looming. That's when they saw it. Far out in the trees, barely visible between the branches. Two glowing figures. Not reflections, not eyeshine, too tall, too still. Just standing there, watching them.
No mames, vete a la verga, güey. ¿Es esa mamá? ¿Esa mamá? ¿Qué es esa mamá? Está más grande, está más grande. Se está moviendo, y se está moviendo.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this clip, it didn't feel like some random forest noise anymore. There's something about the way those figures don't move. Like they already knew they were being watched. And the worst part, the person filming didn't even realize how close they actually were. And after watching all of that, it's hard to just call these random encounters, different places, different people, but the same pattern, something in the distance, something watching, something that doesn't react the way anything normal should, whether it's deep in the woods or standing right outside someone's. It always feels the same, like it's not trying to attack, not trying to run, just observing. And maybe that's the part that doesn't sit right, because if something is watching you and it doesn't care that you see it, then what is it waiting for? If you've ever experienced anything like this, don't ignore it. And if you made it this far, just remember, not everything in the forest wants to stay hidden.